Nazca Lines and their mystery. A solemn procession begins along a cleared desert line. Feet mark deliberate steps, keeping perfect alignment. Offerings are carried steadily toward a marked intersection. The procession pauses. Silence fills the bright desert. Leaders signal the start of the ceremonial placement. 6 participants kneel together at intersecting lines. Offerings are set carefully along the precise edges. Hands hover, ensuring exact placement and spacing. The group shares a still moment of reverent focus. Offerings complete, the group rises in measured order. Dawn light reveals vast plains and etched lines across the desert. The camera ascends, revealing sweeping terrain and morning hues. Subtle figures emerge within the sand as the view steadies. Cinematic lighting glides, revealing realistic desert textures. From above, figures and lines stretch endlessly across the plain. The aerial view widens to show straight lines and clean geometry. Animal motifs faintly emerge within the geometric framework. Historically accurate terrain stretches between 200 BCE and 700 CE. The overview unites geometry, animal forms, and boundless scale. A final pass confirms the ordered precision across the Nazca Plain. From high above, ruler straight lines stretch toward a pale blue horizon. A low pass traces a single axis, its edges crisp against darker gravel. Intersecting corridors reveal a network mapped across the plain. From extreme height, lines remain legible, stitching land to sky. A final glide reveals why the designs are fully read from above. We descend to the surface where dark stones armor the desert crust. A tool scrapes pebbles aside, revealing a lighter band beneath. Dust lifts briefly as the path's width is carefully maintained. Alignment is checked against a straight guide laid across the field. The resulting line stands pale and clean against the ancient pavement. 4 workers coordinate along a straight segment under the bright Sunday. A lead pair paces the measure while 2 follow to clear stones. Coordination keeps alignment true across subtle undulations. Edges are refined so the corridor reads cleanly from above. The finished segment extends precisely toward the hazy foothills. Light soil stands in sharp contrast to the dark armored surface. Without wind or rain, edges remain crisp across centuries. A slow pan reveals continuous clarity along the corridor. Stone texture and placement protect the luminous interior. The technique's simplicity ensures endurance in the driest climate. An aerial glide reveals the spider's outline against warm desert tones. Precision markings annotate scale along the figure's edges. A slow tilt follows a limb from tip to body across textured sand. From directly overhead, the motif reads as a single, unified design. We drift away, the figure anchored in the immensity of the plain. The camera tilts to reveal the spiral-tailed monkey etched across the plain. Lines converge toward the tail, emphasizing design balance and geometry. A comparative overlay marks length and width for accurate scale reading. The camera drifts along the limb lines, revealing tactile surface details. A final wide frame situates the figure within the vast, arid plateau. A vast bird spreads across the ground, wings extended in perfect symmetry. The camera slides to reveal a distant whale outline beyond the bird. Scale markers briefly annotate wingspan and whale length for context. A gentle bank frames the whale alone, its contours elegantly simplified. Both motifs settle into a single panorama, evoking a shared worldview. Night falls as stars emerge above the desert's etched geometry. Axes are indicated where horizons mark rising and setting points. The terrain rests in quiet anticipation beneath the precise star map. A final framing hints at where the sun and moon will align. Projected paths trace how moon and sun intersect designated lines. The camera glides along an axis, the moon arcing above. Projected daylight position aligns with the same measured route. Intersections are highlighted to clarify potential intentional design. A concluding view returns to the silent desert beneath the cosmos. 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗚 studies the sky beside a careful desert model. She aligns markers with horizon bearings, then looks up to confirm. Star charts lie open as she traces a projected lunar path. She stands, comparing model lines to real alignments under starlight. Satisfied, she notes findings with precise, economical handwriting. An aerial sweep reveals one of the driest places on Earth. Cracked ground patterns show long-term dehydration in salt crusts. Sparse shrubs cling to life amid wind-sorted gravel fans. From above, the dryness frames faint lines crossing the plain. The horizon shimmers, heat haze blurring distant ridgelines. Windless plains keep edges sharp for centuries without rain. Close textures show immobile pebbles and undisturbed dust films. Aerial perspective confirms straightness across kilometers of flat ground. Intersecting lines stay crisp where storms are almost non-existent. The climate's stillness protects the design's original clarity. At Nazca's small airfield, light aircraft prepare for flights. Ground signals guide boarding while safety checks proceed. Passengers line up with tickets and headsets ready for flight. Pre-flight inspection covers fuel caps, tires, and control surfaces. The runway shimmers in heat as planes taxi toward takeoff. A tourist plane banks and the desert canvas opens below. Inside, passengers lean to windows, tracing shapes with fingers. From above, geometric corridors align across pale ground. The flight tracks for about 30 to 40 minutes over figures. Passengers gesture as distinct motifs become clearly visible. 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗚 kneels beside a line, examining its precise edge. She notes measurements carefully in a field journal on her knee. She aligns a straight edge to confirm the corridor's uniform width. She gently brushes loose dust to expose lighter soil beneath. She looks up, confirming alignment with distant reference markers. 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗚 points out fragile segments that need careful protection. She explains how markers keep footsteps off the ancient lines. The helper listens from a respectful distance beyond the rope. 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗚 notes areas at risk and prioritizes future interventions. She concludes with clear guidance to safeguard the heritage. A sweeping view reveals an ordered array of straight lines. Parallel bands maintain alignment across the arid plain. Geometric forms punctuate the rigid order of the field. Precision angles suggest deliberate surveying and planning. The panorama conveys scale, clarity, and engineered intent. Edges of triangles show carefully planned proportions. A trapezoid reveals exact parallelism and steady breadth. Rectangles maintain right angles across uneven terrain. Measured spacing hints at surveying tools and methods. The craft emerges in every exact edge and angle. The spider's limbs extend with striking clarity across sand. The monkey's coiled tail resolves into a perfect spiral. A whale outline spans wide against the barren plain. Delicate plant forms appear as ribbons of pale soil. Symbolic creatures and plants anchor cultural meaning. Twilight fades as lines dissolve into a vast horizon. Stars sharpen above measured paths across the earth. A quiet invitation appears over the silent plain. Like, comment, and subscribe to explore more ancient mysteries. The night seals the desert, preserving its enduring enigma.